Change is one thing that is permanent in life, and yet people are afraid of it. The only thing you can guarantee in life is change. There's nothing as permanent or sure as change. Change is actually inevitable. So if change is a constant, the key to life then is to learn how to manage and benefit from change. Change is beautiful. For example, I say this often, that there can be no improvement without change. And yet not all change is improvement. For example, if you used to weigh 110 pounds and now you weigh 170, that was a change. But it's not an improvement. It can actually be a threat to your health. But if you want to improve, you have to change. And God is a God of change, even though God never changes. Because everything God does is always temporary. He never does the same thing twice. No miracle in the Bible was ever repeated. God never healed anyone the same way twice. God is too creative to remain a constant. God is permanent, but He never does anything the same way twice. So you got to get used to change. And change is the most beautiful thing in the world, because change means that you are never going to be bored in life when you keep company with God. And do you know that we hate change because change threatens our security. And our security is what traps us. Nothing is more dangerous to self-destruction than comfort. This is why, Ecclesiastes 3 says this. It says, to everything there's a season. Then it says there's a time to be born and a time to die. There's a time to laugh and a time to mourn. We love the laughter part. But we forget that there's going to be a change where sometime you got to cry. We love the part where it says we gather. But what about the part where it says we scatter? Change comes into your life to remind you that nothing is permanent. You got to learn, therefore, to live life very loosely. Don't hold on to anything too tight. That's why God has the principle of change in life. The danger of comfort and security is it traps you from development and growth. Whenever God wanted to do something great, He always upset comfort. Because the only way for God to take you where you're supposed to be is to get you to leave where you are. And where you are is secure. Change produces two things. It produces insecurity and the unknown. And both of them are very important for growth and development. And we are afraid because we expect things to remain the same. Like I said earlier, the most important approach to dealing with change is to expect it. We expect things to remain the same, and so we set ourselves up for disappointment. The way you benefit from change is you expect it. I like what the Bible says, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 4. It says there's a time to laugh and a time to mourn. When the mourning time comes, I like the Bible says, we may mourn for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Now, I wrote this book because people keep destroying themselves, self-destruction, because they treat change as an enemy. When in fact, the enemy is comfort. The enemy is security.